Okay, so what if all those documents, the ones that run your entire business, what if they could actually talk back? Today, we're going to dive into Botza, a platform that's all about turning your static files into living, breathing conversations. But first, I want you to think about your own company for a second. Where does all that critical information, all that valuable knowledge, actually live? Your operating procedures, your FAQs, your training guides, where is all that stuff? Yeah, if you're like most businesses, the answer is right here. It's locked away, trapped inside hundreds, maybe even thousands of different documents. We're talking PDFs, Word docs, articles, the critical stuff everyone needs just to do their job or get a simple answer. And well, that's where we hit the real problem. All of that knowledge is supposed to be one of your greatest assets, right? But way too often, it ends up becoming a huge obstacle. See, when all that information is just static, it's a nightmare to find what you're looking for. It's totally inaccessible when you're in a hurry, which, let's be honest, is most of the time. And that means it's fundamentally underused. All that incredible expertise just sits there, creating this massive headache for your customers and your employees who are stuck digging for answers. Okay, so that's the problem. But what if? What if you could finally unlock all of that trapped knowledge and actually put it to work? This brings us to the conversational solution. And that is where Botza comes in. Basically, it's a platform that's designed to read all of your existing documents and magically transform them into smart AI assistants that people can just talk to. Think about that. No more searching, just asking. Okay, that sounds amazing, right? But you're probably thinking, this has got to be super complicated. Well, that's the really interesting part. So how easy is it to actually build one of these things? Turns out, it really just comes down to three pretty simple steps. First, you pick a blueprint. Second, you give it an identity. And then, and this is my favorite part, you get to define its personality. All right, let's dive into that first step, which is all about getting a running start by picking a blueprint. The big idea here is you're not starting from scratch. Botza gives you these quick start templates for all the common needs, things like customer service, HR, or even education. It means you have a pre-configured starting point that's ready to go in seconds. So once you've got your template, it's time for the really fun part, actually crafting the personality of your brand new AI assistant. And as you can see right here, it's incredibly simple. You give your bot a name, something like AI counselor, you write a quick welcome message, and then you get to this bit, which honestly might just be the most important field on the whole page. Because look, this is about so much more than just spitting out data. It's about actually shaping an interaction that feels helpful, that feels on brand, and that feels, well, genuinely conversational. You're not just building a search engine, you're creating an entire experience. And this is how you do it, right here in the AI prompt template. Just look at this example. It's not code, it's just plain English instructions. You're literally telling the AI how to behave. Be patient, encouraging, and educational in your approach. A simple instruction like this is what makes all the difference between a cold, sterile data tool and a truly helpful guide. So let's just put this side by side for a second. With a traditional search bar or some clunky FAQ page, users are forced to go find data. The user is doing all the heavy lifting. With a Botza assistant, they get to have a conversation. They're guided straight to the answer they need and in a way that just feels natural. Okay, so when we zoom out, what's the big takeaway here? What does unlocking your knowledge actually mean for you? Well, it means turning all those static, boring documents into dynamic, interactive tools. It means providing instant, 24/7 answers, which helps slash all those repetitive questions your team is tired of answering. It means you can create a consistent brand voice in every single interaction. And most importantly, it means empowering everyone, your customers and your employees, with the exact information they need right when they need it. Maybe the best way to think about it is this. You're not just launching another chatbot. You've effectively taken your best, most detailed training manual and turned it into your most patient, most knowledgeable employee, one that never sleeps and is always, always ready to help. You see, the tech itself isn't the barrier anymore, not at all. So the real question this leaves us with is, what knowledge will you unlock? And what's the first conversation you're going to start?